Hey guys, good morning, and hope everybody out there is doing well. Spring and summer are almost here, and I'm doing another collaboration. And this is I actually haven't done a collaboration for a while with another with an influencer, but I got the opportunity to do this one and I jumped on it, and hopefully this will all work out. So, and I've been in the past a big UFC fan. That's Ultimate Fighting Championships, and a lot of you probably already know what UFC is. But there's a couple fighters from the UFC that have been, world-class fighters and still are. Chad Mendes and Clay Guida. And they actually now run their own hunting and fishing guide services. And I talked to Clay the other day on the phone, and actually I hooked up with him through Ryan. Ryan actually made Clay and Chad a sign about a year ago. And Ryan now isn't doing signs, he's doing his own businesses. That's my son, by the way. And so he kind of passed it over to me. I got a hold of Clay and we talked, figured out what he wanted, and this is a gift for a friend of theirs that is retiring. So here is Clay's logo, which is really cool. I really like it. And here is Chad's logo. Both just terrific logos, and I think they'll look really good carved. So here's what we're doing. We decided to make a serving board for this friend of his that does a lot of cookouts and that kind of thing. And so, don't mind that phone.
Yeah, it hasn't rang all morning.
Yeah, I didn't even think we had one in here. Anyway, so we decided to make a serving board, and that their friend can use when he's barbecuing and cooking and stuff. This won't be a cutting board, but it'll be a serving board. So I've already done a lot of prep work here. I put the board together, kind of prepped it, and I'm using, it's pretty good size. I'm using a piece of white poplar, and you guys know I really like this stuff. This is a piece of live edge, even though I've taken all the bark off and just sanded down the edge. So one side is going to have Clay's logo on it, and then the other side has got Chad's logo on it. So I did the freezer paper transfer on these, and then I sealed them up with clear spray so that they don't rub off while I'm carving it. And then there's going to have some other elements in here that we'll get to when we get there, but it's not just going to be the carving. There's going to be some other little elements in there that I'm excited about. It's going to be different. So this one's really going to be tricky. It is really kind of pushing Vicky and I's limits, because I don't think we've ever done one. I don't think we have. That's got this going to have resin on it, and we're putting resin on both sides. So we haven't done that before. So that's going to be interesting to see how that comes out. It may be challenging, but we have an idea, and let's see if it holds out. But anyway, next scene we'll get to carving on this thing because it's ready to go. So we'll be back in a minute. Bye. All right, boys and girls, we are outside, and it is time to start carving this thing. It's been a couple of days since I filmed that first video, and I am chomping at the bit to get to carving this thing. So we've got a lot of detail here. I actually ended up, baby, if you can come down here, I actually ended up relaying this out because I found a better version of this logo. Much cleaner and sharper. So I actually sanded it off the other one and relayed it out. Sometimes it's worth the time, and I'm glad I did. It took another, 20 minutes or so, but it was definitely worth it because now all my lines are really in good shape. And then the images, I actually went over them with a pen a little bit so I could see what I wanted. And then I've got the artwork right next to me, so if I have any questions I can always refer back to that. Alright, so I have got the carving liner bit in, got it in my new M18 Milwaukee router, which I love, and I've got it set at about 1/8 of an inch something like that. I'm going to do all of the small, tiny letters first. Then I'll move on to the images. So let's see how this is going to work. Is that the best angle for you, babe?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm up high enough. I'm kind of...
All right, here we go. All right, guys. So I did all of the little tiny letters. These letters, everything beyond, actually I need to do those stars with a carving liner and this fish. I'm going to do those off camera. You've seen a bunch of detail work there. When I come back, we'll switch over to the profile bit and do the rest of this stuff. So we'll be right back. All right, guys and gals, we got the profile bit in, and we are going to do these arrows and then these letters, and then we'll move up to the bigger. These are all going to be inset letters. The images themselves are going to be outset, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's get these letters done first. So we've got it set at about 1/8 of an inch, and we'll see how it comes out. Alright guys, now we are going to move up to the bigger letters. I'm going to reset my depth, come back, and we'll start on these bigger letters. Alright guys, so now I'm going to start on these big letters, and we'll just take it one step at a time. Here we go. This is a little tricky because I'm so used to going to a solid, straight, square baseline, and the way this logo is, you can see it's got kind of a reverse arch to the bottom of those letters. So that gets a little tricky, especially when you've got lines that are a little bit fuzzy. But I think I'm pulling it off okay. So I'm going to finish up the rest of these letters and the border, and then we'll come back. Alright guys, so I've got all the carving done there. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with these areas that are black. I want to get it sprayed and sanded off and look at these areas. I'm thinking that if I want these dark like they are here, I might just color those dark. I might just literally take a Sharpie and color those dark. I just haven't decided yet. I haven't decided that I wanted to cut those all out or not, because I have the option to paint those black once the sanding is done. We'll see. The other thing is the border. You can see on the border on the artwork, it's really kind of broken up and not uniform, which is really hard for me because I look at this and like, oh, what happened here? But that's the way the logo is. So I decided to try and copy the logo as close as I can. I don't understand doing a logo with a border that looks like it's all broken up, but it's not my logo. So that's what I decided to do here. So that is pretty much done. Now we're going to flip it over and we're going to do our gills and thrills. So this one is a little simpler. It's pretty much just, a big logo and some letters. So this one, however, the artwork wasn't near as good. As a matter of fact, you can see the artwork there, and it's somewhat rough. I think Ryan actually took it off of a business card. But all right, so we are going to jump into this. No carving liner needed here. We're going to do it all with the profile bit, the same bit that we've been using for the other side. So let me get set up here. Excuse me. And get my cheaters. And we'll just jump right into it. I'm going to do the smallest letters first. Those are the most difficult. And we'll get after it. Let's see here. That's a little deep. So I'm setting it at somewhere around 1/8 of an inch, something like that. Here we go. All right, folks. So I did the little letters. I'm starting on the bigger letters. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these off camera, just so this doesn't get too long and monotonous. Then when we come back, the letters will all be done, and we'll start on the big fish. We'll be back. All right, boys and girls. So we got the letters done. I got this line done. Pretty happy with the way that came out. Now we're going to do this fish. Now, the one thing that I noticed that I didn't really realize when I first laid this out, there's a big knot right there. This is all going to be cut away. It's all going to be inset black. So what I did was I just altered that line to come and encompass that knot right there, just so that it's going to be black. I just would rather have that. Otherwise, it looks like the fish has got a tumor or something.
It's a tumor.
I don't want him to have a tumor. So I'm going to put it inside of that black part right there. All right, here we go. I'm in a goofy mood, I guess. Hang of what I'm doing here, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, whatever it is, and then I'll come back and we'll do the texture in the background. We'll be right back. Alright guys, so I've got all of that done. Now I'm going to go in with my 90 degree and do my texture in the background, and we'll see what it looks like. Here we go. Yeah, I hadn't really, when I started to do that, I hadn't really decided to do a dimple background, but the more I did up here, the more it seemed kind of appropriate. So, anyway, there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of this off camera, guys. And I'll tell you the truth, we've gone a long ways getting both those carvings done, beginning and all that we've done on this video. So this is it for this video. When we come back on the next video, I will have already sprayed it, and then I will do the sanding on camera so you can see the reveal, and then we'll get into the finishing process, which is a whole nother thing. So hopefully we'll get it all wrapped up on the next video, but I'm not sure. So we'll just have to take it piece by piece. But anyway, guys, that is it. I hope you guys like this. I hope this was helpful for you. And Clay and Chad, if you're watching this, thank you again so much for the opportunity. I'm super excited to get this done for you and get your thoughts on it. I'm really looking forward to some of the elements that I haven't even gotten to yet. So, thanks, guys. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.